Well, we woke up this morning to foggy conditions and this afternoon cooler temperatures. Much of the same expected tomorrow. In fact, we'll see widespread fog and even cooler conditions than today, largely in the 60s, a few 70s. We're talking a handful of 70s. Into Friday and Saturday, the fog becomes a little less extensive and then high pressure starts to build back in, which helps us warm up. So we'll start that warming trend back into the weekend. Let's talk a little bit more about the fog, though. We are seeing foggy conditions near the coastline. The visible satellite image is dead right now because the sun's gone down, but the fog is along the coastline right now. It's going to be pushing back into our bay shores tonight. You can see the widespread fog by the 6 o'clock hour, so it'll affect virtually every corner of the Bay Area. The 8 o'clock hour still fairly extensive, and then it will start to peel back by noon. I think more so than what Fog Tracker is showing here. I think we'll have fog along the coastline, probably over in San Francisco and to our immediate bay shores, but not as far as the Delta by noon. Temperature-wise, we're looking at 40s and 50s to start the day, 40s through the North Bay, 50s practically everywhere else. As we head through the morning hours into the early afternoon, temperatures really slow to warm, 50s and 60s through the entire Bay Area, and then we'll see more 60-degree readings with a handful of 70s into the 2 o'clock hour. So here's a look in your neighborhood in the South Bay. We're looking at 73 in Cupertino, 70 in Sunnyvale and San Jose. Some low 70s also for our Inland Valley, 70 in Danville, Pleasanton and Livermore. Low 60s though for East Bay Shores. Just goes to show you how much of an influence that fog has on our temperatures. Same thing at the coastline, where temperatures will be kept in the upper 50s. Fog should stay here through the afternoon. 59 in San Francisco with 60s through the North Bay. A look at your extended forecast. Tomorrow, continued cooling, but as we head into Friday and Saturday, we're going to see slightly warmer conditions, a little bit more comfortable in the 70s and low 80s, and that's pretty much where we're going to stay through the extended forecast. And remember, you can watch the weather forecast whenever it's convenient for you on our 24/7 Bay Area News channel, and you can find that on Comcast Channel 193. A little warmer out there today. Look at our current conditions. Temperature still in the 80s inland, also in the 80s in parts of the North Bay. 83 in Santa Rosa, 80 in Napa right now, just 62 in San Francisco and 70s for the rest of the Bay Area. We are going to be seeing some big changes in our forecast through the weekend, but overnight tonight into tomorrow, much of the same. Fog going to move into the Bay a little bit earlier tonight, and it's going to be more widespread. So by tomorrow morning, widespread fog. Some of that is going to be dense, patchy dense fog closer to the coastline. And as we head into the afternoon, slightly cooler temperatures. We'll also see increasing cloud cover ahead of our next storm. That's right, storm for this weekend. I'll have more on that in a moment. First, fog tracker for tomorrow morning. 6 o'clock in the morning, widespread fog through the Bay Area, and it's going to be slow to peel back. At 10 o'clock in the morning, still over Pleasanton and Livermore and through the North Bay, down in the South Bay, peeling back to about San Francisco and the coastline at noon. I think that this is a little bit exaggerated here in Oakland and Hayward for the fog lingering there tomorrow at noon. It will peel back, I think, to San Francisco and be pretty accurate here up in the North Bay and down in the San Mateo coastline. But regardless, it is going to be a foggy morning tomorrow, cooler day tomorrow afternoon. 78 in Santa Rosa, 63 in San Francisco, 77 in Napa, upper 70s, low 80s for our inland spots, and 70s down our shorelines down into the South Bay as well. Let's talk more about that rain, though, now. Pretty strong storm going to be moving into the Pacific Northwest. Most of the rain is going to miss us to the north, but we are going to see some light showers through the Bay Area. Looks like overnight Saturday into early Sunday morning is where it's going to start in the North Bay. This is 5 o'clock Sunday. Better chance pushing into the North Bay than south of the Golden Gate into Sunday afternoon. By noon, we have some pretty good rain going here in the North Bay, but lighter showers down towards the South Bay. Rainfall totals are not going to be very impressive at all, but this is still very early for us to be seeing rain. So again, North Bay, that's where it's going to start first. Then through the rest of the Bay Area on Sunday, cooler temperatures will prevail as this pushes through. As we head into the next week, though, drier and slightly warmer conditions are expected. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. Sunny skies through most of the Bay Area this afternoon and warmer temperatures, especially in the North Bay. 83 degrees in Santa Rosa right now, 80 in Napa. Our inland spots are still mainly in the 80s as well. 70s through most of the Bay Area, but 60s close to the coastline where we're still seeing fog right now. A look at our satellite picture, that fog hugging the San Mateo coastline. Some of this is pretty dense and still producing mist at this hour. That is already starting to move into San Francisco, even stretching into Oakland right over the Bay Bridge right now. That is going to continue through the evening. So we're going to have that dense fog moving into the bay and even our inland spots overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. By 7 o'clock tomorrow, patchy dense fog. We're going to have it widespread through the Bay Area. That is the regular fog, but the dense spots of it will be here and there. So mostly closer to the coastline. Into the afternoon, slightly cooler conditions as we wait for a storm to approach us. It's going to send us some increasing cloud cover, and it's going to push through this weekend. I'll have details on that coming up in just a bit. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. Big changes in store for this weekend's forecast. We've been enjoying pretty mild weather over the past couple of days, but it's going to be cooler, and our first storm of the season is going to push in this weekend. First, the chance of rain in the North Bay on Saturday, then more likely on Sunday through the rest of the Bay Area. We'll see those showers starting early Sunday morning into the afternoon, and cooler temperatures will prevail as this pushes through. We'll talk more about this in a moment, but first let's talk about what's going on outside right now. It's warmer today, but we do have fog hugging the coastline, and that is going to push well inland overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So by 6 o'clock in the morning, fog through our inland valleys, also through the Delta, up through the North Bay, down through the South Bay, just Bay Area wide. And it's going to be slower to peel back. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, still seeing fog over Pleasanton, over Livermore, and also through the North Bay. Now this is going to be still slow to peel back into the later morning, early afternoon hours. By noon, fog still lingering over San Francisco, but I don't think it'll be over Oakland and Hayward at this point. It will hug the coast, though, through the afternoon tomorrow. So temperatures will be a little bit cooler. We're going to get a blast of cool air this weekend as that storm pushes through. So tomorrow is just a transition day. 78 in Santa Rosa, 77 in Napa, low 80s for the most part for our inland spots, 63 in San Francisco, and 70s through the rest of the Bay Area. Let's talk about that rain, though. Pretty strong storm going to be pushing into the Pacific Northwest. Most of it is going to miss us, but it looks like we are going to get clipped with the tail end of the storm. At 5 o'clock on Sunday morning, rain starting to push into the North Bay, and then after that, south of the Golden Gate. That's when the chances are going to pick up. By noon, chance of rain widespread through the Bay Area, although the chances will be best in the North Bay. That's why the shading here is a little more dark green. As we move into the rest of Sunday afternoon, the chances of rain start to push out. We're not going to see remarkable rainfall totals by any account here with the storm, but it is pretty early still to be seeing rain. So that storm pushes through Saturday into Sunday. We're going to see cooler temperatures with it. As we next week, though, drier and slightly warmer conditions are expected. Our big weather story, rain set to impact the Bay Area this weekend. We'll start to see some changes out there tomorrow afternoon with clouds streaming in later on in the day ahead of this storm. Saturday, mostly cloudy skies and a chance of rain in the North Bay, early showers in the North Bay late Saturday night. And then into Sunday morning, the rain becomes likely for the rest of the Bay Area, and cooler temperatures will also prevail through the weekend as this pushes through. 75 inland by Sunday, 66 along the bay shores, and 56 at the coastline. A look at futurecast forward to show where that rain is going to be. Most of it will miss us to the north, but 9 o'clock Saturday, the rain starts to push into the North Bay. By 5 o'clock Sunday, south of the Golden Gate it goes. By noon, we're seeing chances widespread of rain throughout the Bay Area, although most of the rain will fall in the North Bay. We're still not looking at impressive totals, but this is very early for us to be seeing rain.